Welcome back to Snippet Coder, and we are back with another series, and this is the first video of our WooCommerce admin series. In this video we will learn how to log into the admin panel by putting host URL, keys in the application, or we can also scan the QR code to get the keys. So this is our application, and from here we can enter the URL of our application, and here we can enter the keys, or if we are not remember any keys, we can also scan the keys from the WooCommerce REST API section. By clicking on this icon, we can get the QR code here, and by scanning it, we are getting the keys in our application. So now when we click on the login button, it will login us to the application. So now we are on the dashboard page. So before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Thank you. So in this video, in the login module, we are going to use multiple packages. First one is a barcode scanner, and this package will be used for scanning the QR code. And the second one we are going to use is HTTP package that will be used for the REST API for handling all the call with the server and all. And the third one we are going to use is the shared preferences, and this package will be used to store the information of host and the keys of that application. And the fourth one we are going to use is the get package, and this package we are going to use for our navigation or other UI related stuff. And the fifth package, and this package is the Snippet Coder utils, and this package is developed by the Snippet Coder. And in this package we are going to use all that utilities which we are going to use in our future videos also, and that will be coming in this package, so that you don't need to look for that source code and all. So you can get all the source code in this package itself, so you can easily use that. The form helper and the other utilities which we are going to use in our video, that will be coming in this package. So first of all, we will add all the packages, and from here we are adding all the packages. First one is the Snippet Coder utils, and the second one is a Flutter barcode scanner, and the third one is a HTTP, and the fourth one is a shared preferences, and the fifth one is a get package. So now we will create one model file here, and we will create one folder first, models. Inside that we will create one file here, that is login_model.file, and here we will create one class here, class login model, and this model will be used for having all our three fields, that is host, key and secret, and we are doing all the class approach here, and we will handle all the data via that model file here, string host, then we have a string key, then we have a string secret, and here we have the constructor here, login model, this dot host, this dot key, this dot secret. Then we will do the mapping here, login model dot from JSON map string dynamic, and here we have the JSON parameter name. Then we will do the mapping here, host is equal to JSON host, then we have the key here, key is equal to JSON key, then we have the secret here, secret is equal to JSON secret. Then we will create here to JSON. Then here we have that variable map string dynamic data is equal to new of map string dynamic. Then here we will have data host is equal to this dot host, then we have the data here, key, this dot key, then we have the data here, secret is equal to this dot secret, and from here we will return data. So what we are doing here, we have created one class file, and we have the three parameters, three variables here. First one is a host, then we have the key here, then we have the secret here, and here we are doing the constructor part. Then we are creating here from JSON, and here we are passing the JSON here, and we are doing all the mapping here, those variable with that JSON variables. Then we are creating a to_JSON method, and from there we are just creating the JSON from those variables. So now we will create the UI part here. So for doing that, we have to create one folder here, that is pages, and inside that we will create one page here, and we will name it as a login_page.file, and we will make it as a stateful widget, login page, and here we will import material. So here we are going to use the form here, and we will create the keys also, and we will have global key, and global key will be used for maintaining a state of the form and all. Global key, global form key is a variable name, is equal to global key, and here we have the form state. Then here we will have boolean type of is API call process is equal to false, and this will be used for informing the UI that we are doing any API call or not. And for that we have created one variable here. Then we will create the object of login model here, login model, and the name of the variable is login model. Then here we will create override void initialize state, and here we will have super dot initialize state. Then here we will create the object of our login model here is equal to new of login model. Then in the build we will create here scaffold widget, and before that we will create the widget for safe area also, and here we will have return new safe area. And here we have the child here, and we are using a scaffold widget, and inside that we have the background color here, and we are using a colors.gray color with a value of 200. Then we have the body here, and here we are using the progress HOD, and that we are using from our snippet code utilities. And here we have the progress UHD, and here we have to import the file here, so it is automatically imported. So here we have the child here, and we are using here form. Then we are using the key here, and we are passing the global form key here. Then we have the child here, and for the child we have to create the UI here, and we will create one visit here, and we will name it as a visit underscore login UI. And here we are passing the parameter of build context. So now here we will call this login UI, and we will pass the context here. Then here in the progress HOD we have the variable for in async call, and here we have to pass that variable which we have created is API call process. So what it will do, like suppose we are having any form that will be interacting with our REST API. So in that case, whenever we click on any button and a call will be goes to the server, so in between we have to show some progress indicator to a user also. For that purpose we are using here in async call here. So whenever any button is clicked here, we are passing this value as a true. So whenever that API process has been completed, we will make it as a false here. So in between it will show the progress indicator here. So all this is coming from our package that is snippet coder underscore utils, and here we have to show the opacity also. So now we will get the UI part also, and for doing that we will show the emulator also side by side so that we can see how the design is going on. So for doing that we have to make this login page in our main.dart file, and here we will do the changes here, and we will remove all the unnecessary code here, and here also we will remove, and we will make it as a login page, and we will import it. So now we will run the application. So here we are getting the error because we have not returned any UI from here, and from here we will just return container here. So now there will be no error. So now let's design the UI part here, and here we are going to use single child scroll view, and inside that we are going to use the column visit. And here we have the main axis alignment, and we are using a main axis alignment dot start. Then we have the cross axis alignment, and we are using a cross axis alignment dot start. Then we have the children's here, and the first children using a container here, and the width we are taking it as a media query of context dot size dot width, and we are taking the width of our application device width. Then we have the height here, and we are using the same media query dot height divided by 4. Then we have the decoration part here, and we are using here box decoration, and the gradient we are using here linear gradient, and we are using here begin alignment dot top center. Then we have the end here, and we are using here alignment dot bottom center. Then we have the colors here, and we are using the same color, and we are picking the color from our main.dart file from the theme, and we will write here in the main.dart file, and we are using here theme data. And the primary color we are using a colors.orange accent, and here we will have theme of context dot primary color, and same we are using for the second color also. And here you can see the box is coming here. So now we will put some border radius here, and we are using a border radius dot only, and here we will have bottom right radius dot circular, and we are using a 150. Now you can see here from the left the border radius has been came to 150. And now we will do same for the bottom right left also, radius dot circular 150. So now the shape is coming here. So now we will put the logo here, and for putting the logo we have to go here, and we have to create one folder here, and the name of the folder is assets, and inside that we will create one more folder here that is images. So now we will go to the PubSpec also, and from here we have to enable this asset here, and here we will put assets slash images, and from here we will remove this image name. So now what it will do, it will pick all the images which are under the image folder of assets folder, and we don't need to put every image name here. We just put the folder name here, and here we will put the slash also, so that it will pick all the files. So now we have the image here. We are just putting the logo image which we have created for this application, that is Woo Admin. So for this container we will put here child, and inside that child we are going to put the column widget here, and here we are going to use main axis alignment, and we are using a main axis alignment dot center. Then we have the children's here, and we are putting a spacer. We are putting some space over here in the top. And then we are using a align widget, and there we are going to use the alignment of center. And then we have the child here, and we are going to use the image here, image.asset. We are picking the image from the asset here, and we have to pass the image file name, and we are picking from the asset folder. Then we have the images folder. And then here the name of the image here, .png, and here we are using the fit, and for fit we are using a box fit .contain. And then we have the width here, and for the width we are using a 250. So now image is not coming. We have to stop the application and reload the application again. So now you can see here image is coming here, but that is not properly aligned. So now what we will do, we will put one more spacer here. So below this alignment widget, and here we will put spacer. So it will give the space from top and bottom both, because here also we are using a spacer. So now you can see here it is coming in the center. So now here we will create one more widget here, and here we are using center widget, and we are putting a child here, and here we are using padding, and we are putting a edge inset dot only, and we are putting a bottom 20, and the top we are putting a 20, padding of 20. And here we are the child, and there we are using the text widget here, and name of the text is admin login. So now that is coming. So now we will design it, and here we have the style here, and we are using a text style. The font weight, we are using a font weight dot bold. Then we are using a font size here, and we are using a 25. So now you can see here. So now we will design the form here, and for doing that we have to put here padding. The padding we are putting here edge inset dot only, and from bottom we are putting here 10. Then we have the child here, and here we are using that snippet code utilities, and from there we are using here from helper dot input field visit. So here we are passing the context here. Then we have the icon here, that will be the prefix icon, and we are picking from here icons dot web icon. And then we have the key name here, and the key name is host. Hint text we are putting here host URL. And then we have the onValidate function, and we will check here if onValidate value dot is empty. Then we will return here host URL can't be empty, and default we will return here null. And here on the onSaved event we will change it to onSaved value, and from here we will assign the value here, this dot login model dot host is equal to onSaved value. And here you can see text box is coming here, and that prefix icon is also coming here, and the border color is coming as red, and we will change it to that primary color. So now here we will have the initial values here, and that we are picking from this dot login model dot host. Then we have the border focus color, and we are picking it from theme of context dot primary color. Border color also, and the prefix color, change it to the primary color, that is orange color. And here we have the prefix icon. Then we have the border color here, and we are picking it from that same primary color. So now you can see here the color has been changed to the orange. So now we will copy this full code, and we will copy paste here, and here we will change it to key. This is the consumer key, and here we will put consumer key, and the icon we will change it to the lock icon, and here we will change the variable to key here. The same we will do here also. So now you can see here consumer key is also coming here, and again we will copy paste for consumer secret also. Then here we will put consumer secret, and here we will have consumer secret can't be empty, and same for here also we will put consumer key can't be empty, and here we will change it to secret, and same we will do here also. So now you can see here we are getting the 3 fields here. So now we will put here the widget for showing the OR option or label for showing that QR code and all, and here we have the center widget, child, and we are using a text widget, and here we have the text here. Then we have the style here, and we are using a text style. Font weight, we are using here font weight dot bold. Then we are putting a font size, and we are taking it as 18. So now we are getting the label here. So now we will put the icon here for the OCR and all, and here we have that center widget, and here we have the child here, and we are using a gesture detector for that on clicking event for our icon. And here we have the child here, and we are using an icons.QR code. Then we have the size here, and we are using 100. Then we have that on tap event that we will cover later on. So now you can see here we are getting the QR code also, and when we click on this QR code, we are getting the option for scanning the QR code, and that consumer key and consumer secret will come in the text box. Then we have the size box here, and we are taking the height as a 20. So now here we will put new center widget for showing our button here, and the child we are picking the button from our form helper dot submit button. And here we have the two options. First one is the name of the button, that is login, and the second one is the on tap event. So now we are getting the button also. So now we will change the border and the background color of the button to our primary color, and here we have button BTN color, and we are picking it from that theme of context.primary color, and the same we are doing for the border color also. And for the text color we are using here black color, colors.black. So now you can say, so now the UI has been ready. So now we will move further to implement the QR code scanner. So now we will create one function here, and that function will be used to scan the QR code. And here we will create function of future type void scan QR, and we will make it as a async here. And here we will create one variable, that is barcode scan response, and here we will put try catch on platform exception, and here we will have barcode scan is equal to await flutter barcode scanner dot scan barcode, and here we have to give the line color which will come to scan the barcode, or you can say QR scanner, and here we are putting red color. Then we have the button name for the cancel, and we are using a cancel. Then here we have to show or hide that our flash icon, so we will show the flash icon. And here we will have the scan mode, and we are using here scan mode dot QR code, and here we will get that barcode. So here we will put the condition if not of mounted, then we will return here. So we are doing it because in case any widget was removed from the tree, then we want to discard the reply rather than calling that set state. So here we will do that set state also, and here we are checking if barcode scan response dot is not empty, then we are picking the response here, and we will fill that login model dot key, and we have in the barcode scan response we are getting the string with the separator of our pipe icon, and we are splitting that into our array, and we are getting the two response. First one is a key and the second one is the secret. So we are picking that key from our first index, and that secret we are picking from our second index. And here we have the secret, and here we have that barcode scan response, and we are picking from our index 1. So now we will call this function scan QR from our here, and we will put here await, and here we will put async here. So now we will test it on our real device, because in our emulator we can't test that QR code. So we will test the QR code in our real device. So here we are getting the device here. So now we will click on the QR code and we will scan from there. So here we are getting the QR code, and we are getting the permission to allow to take picture and record video. So we will click on the allow. So now here that QR code is working. So now we will scan that our QR code. So here after scanning you can see we are getting the response of key and the secret on our screen in our text box. So now let's move further so that we will do our validation part also here. So now we will create one folder here and we will name it as a services, and inside that we will create one file here, that is API_service.dart file, and here we will create class API service, and here we will have static where client is equal to http.client, and here we will import package http/http.dart as http. Then here we will create one function here, static future, and we will have boolean return type. Then here we will have check login model, and here we will have model, and we will make it as async here, and here we will import our model file here. Then here we have to put the request header here, and we will make it with map string request header, and here we will have content -type application JSON. Then we will create the URL here, and the new package of HTTP we have to put the URL in the form of URI, and there what we have to do, we have to put here new URI.http. So in case we are using HTTP, so we have to put HTTP. Also in case of HTTP only, we have to put the only HTTP. And here we will have model.host, and this value we will pick from our form, login form. Then we have our endpoint, and we are going to hit our product API, and we will have here wp-json/wc/version3/products. Then we have the query string here, and here we have to pass our two query string, that is consumer key. Then we will have our model.key here. Then we have consumer_secret, and here we will have model.secret. Then here we will have where response is equal to await client.getRequest, and we are doing here getRequest, and here we will pass URL. Then we have the headers here, and we will pass here request header. Then here we will check if response.statuscode is equal to 200. That means we are getting the response from the server as a 200, that is valid request. Then we are returning here true. That means our URL plus our keys are valid. In that case we are returning here true. In the else condition we are returning here false. So what we are doing in this method is we are creating one function, that is check login, and there we are checking the model, that host URL which we are passing in our login screen, plus the keys which are passing in our login screen are valid or not. For doing that we are creating here URL, that is we are putting here host, that is the website name, that will be without www or without http, and then we have the endpoint here, and we are calling here products API. Then here we are putting here consumer key, then we are putting here consumer secret as a query string. Then we are calling here client.getRequest, and we are doing here getRequest to the server, and we are passing a URL. Then we are passing here request header. Then we are checking here if the response of status code is 200, that means the request is successfully done. Then we are returning a true, and in the else condition we are returning here false. So now we will implement this API service from our login screen, and here we will create one function, that is boolean validate and save, and that will validate our form that our host URL and keys are entered or not. If not entered, we will returning here validation error here, and here we will have final form is equal to global form key dot current state, and we are checking here if the form dot validate. Then we are calling here form dot save, and here we are returning a true, and here we are returning false. In the by default we are calling here false. So now we will check here in our submit button, and here we are checking if validate and save. Then we are entering to our condition, and from there we are calling the API, and here we are setting the state for our is API call process, and here we will have this dot API call process is equal to 2. That means we are calling to the API, and then the loader will be shown to the user. So now here we will call API service class, and here we will have API service dot check login, and from here we will send model file this dot login model. Then we have done, and here we have the response, and here we will check if response is true, that means login is successful. Then we will move to the home page. In the else condition, we will show the alert form here, and we are using here form helper dot show simple alert dialog, and here the text woo admin. Then we have the message here, invalid details. Then we have the text for OK. Then we have the on press event, and here when we click on the OK, and then we will reset our login model dot key and secret, and here we will have set state this dot login model dot key, and we will make it empty. Then we have this dot login model dot secret, and we will make it as empty here. Then we have the navigator dot off context dot pop, and this will close our simple dialog. So now let's run the application to see is it working or not. So now here we have the login form here. So now we will put the information here, and here we are putting google.com. So we are now just putting the invalid details so that we can see that message is coming or not. And here we have the consumer key, then we have the consumer secret. Then I click on the login here. So now here we are getting invalid detail. So now one thing we have forgot here, after getting the response here, we have to change that API call process also, and we will make it as a false here. So now let's reload the application. So here I will put google.com as a wrong information I am putting here just to check the message is coming or not. Then here the key, then the secret key. Now I click on the login here. So now you can see here we are getting invalid detail. If I click OK, now the key and secret has been removed, and also the loader has been removed. And here in the response true condition, we will move user to that our home page, and we will create one home page also. So now we will create new page here, home underscore page dot file. And here we will make it as a stateful widget home page, and we will make it as a scapeful widget. Then we have the app bar here, app bar, and here the title, and we are using a text dashboard. Then we have the elevation here, and we are using a 0. Then we are having the actions here, and we are putting here logout button, icon button, and here we have icon, new icon, and here we will put icons dot logout icon, icons dot logout icon. Then we have the colors here, colors dot black icon. Then we have the on press event, and here we will create the logout functionality that we will cover later on. So now if I put home page in the main.dat file to see is it working or not. So now here that page is coming, dashboard page is coming with that icon also, and here in the body we can put here, and here we have the body here, and we will put here text widget dashboard, and now we will make it the text in the center. So now text is coming in the center also. So here in the main.dat file, we will use the get library. For using that, we have to make here, we have to change the material app to get material app so that we can use that routes of our get package. So now we will create one shared service here. Inside our service folder, we will create here share underscore service dot file, and here we will create class shared service, and here we have to create one function here to check is the user logged in or not. Before doing that, we have to create two functions. First one is the static future void type, and here we will have set login detail, and here we will have login model, and here we have final preference is equal to await, and here we will make it as async here, await shared preference dot get instance, and here we will return preference dot set string, and here we have the key here, and we are putting here login underscore details, and then here value we have to check here if model is not of null. Then we are doing JSON encode, and we have to encode this object, and we will do here toString. In the else condition, we will pass here null. So what we are doing here, we have created one function here set login detail, and we are passing here model, and there we are creating the object for our get instance for the shared preference of get instance. Then we are returning here, and we are setting here set string, and here we are just putting the login detail here, and in the login detail we are checking if the model is not of null. Then we are doing JSON encode, and then here we are doing model.toJSON. In the else condition, we are passing in null. Then we will create one more function here, and we will name it as a static future login model login details, and we will make it as async here. Then we will have final preference is equal to await. Then we have here shared preference get instance. Then we are returning here and we are checking here if preference get string, and we are passing a string name that is login details is not equal to null and get string is not equal to null. Then here we are converting that our model from JSON and we are passing here and we are doing the decoding part here, and we are picking from preference.get string and we are passing a login detail, and here we are doing the decoding JSON decode. In the else condition we are passing a null. So what we are doing here, we are checking if that login detail is not of null. One, we are checking with the string null, and in the another way we are checking with that proper null. And if it is not of null, then we are doing the decoding part and we are picking from the shared preferences. In the else condition we are making it as a null here. Then we will create two more functions here, and another function is static future boolean, and we are checking here is logged in async, and here we have final preference is equal to await shared preference dot get instance, and here we are returning and we are picking the same condition, this one, and we are copy pasting here. If it is not of null, then we are making it as a true, that means user is logged in. In the else condition we are making it as a false here. So here we are checking if the login detail is not of null, then we are making it as a true, that means the user is logged in. In the else condition we are making it as a false. We are creating one more function here, and that is for the logout, and here we have static future void logout, and we are making it as a async here, and here we are calling await set login details and we are making it as a null here. And after that we are moving user to our login page, and for doing that we are using a get package for the navigation, and we are putting here get.off, and here we have to import get package, and we are putting here off all, and here we are calling login page. So what we are doing here, we are making the login detail as a null here, and then we are redirecting user to our login page, and we are removing all the history from our stack by using off all. So now we will call this set login detail from our API, and we will go to the API server here, and from here in the condition of status code is true, that means user logged in successfully, and here we will call await shared service dot set login detail, and here we will pass the model here. And here in the login page also, in the response successful, we are redirecting user to our home page, and we are doing here get dot, and we are importing here get package get dot off all, and we are redirecting user to home page. So now in the main.dart file we will check if the user logged in or not. On the basis of that we will open our home page or our login page, and here we will put, and here we will create one visit, and we will name it as a default home is equal to new of login page, and here we will have visit flutter binding dot ensure, and we will make it as a async here, and here we will have boolean underscore result is equal to await shared service dot is logged in, that means we are checking here if the user logged in or not. On the basis of that we are checking here if result, that means true, we are logged in, then we are redirecting user to our home page, and by default we are redirecting user to the login page. And now we will change home page to this, and we will change the home to our default home. So now we are almost done with our code part. So now let's run the final application with our successful login. So now we will do our QR code scanning, and from here we are getting our keys, and now I will put here our application URL. So now if I click on the login button here, so we are successfully logged into our application. So now if I reload the application to see is it working or not with the stored detail or not. So now the application has been reloaded and we are on the dashboard page because we have stored the login detail in our application by using our shared preferences. So now we will do the last part of the video, that is logout button, and we will go here in the home page, we will call here, and we will make it as a async here, and here we will have await shared service dot logout. So now if I click on the logout button, and it will move us to the login page. So now we are on the login page. So that's all in this video. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will come back soon with the second episode of this admin series. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. Thank you all.